La vida es un carnaval. Azúcar. Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to my channel. My name is Dan. If this is your first time here, I like to talk about digital communication, the polyglot journey, and anything related. All right, so let's talk about Carnival. Carnival is one of the biggest celebrations in the west side of the world. And if you haven't heard about it, that kind of makes sense because it's not too widely recognized in the States. So before we continue, why talk about Carnival? In my polyglot journey, I've come across many people that live on the eastern side of the world. We're talking about countries like India, Thailand, China, Iran, and others. And one thing that I've noticed in having conversations, not just about languages, but also about culture, is that there is a huge distinction between the customs, the traditions, even mentality, Easterners and Westerners. And now it has caused me to reflect on the customs, the traditions, the celebrations that we have here in the Western Hemisphere. Carnival is the biggest, if not one of the biggest celebrations that is shared by so many countries. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about it a little bit. And for me, it was a clash because growing up in the States, I've heard about Carnival, but I never really gave it much thought. And around this time of the year, February, March, we focus on other things like spring break, and I've noticed that other countries in Latin America, especially Brazil, also celebrate it. I've come to realize that Carnival is very closely related to Christianity. Carnival happens just before Lent, and if you've never heard of that, it's what happens before Easter. So pretty much Carnival and Lent are the things that happen before Easter is celebrated. I'm sure most of us have heard of Easter. We can go on YouTube and type Carnival to learn more about the history and get into the specifics. Now in Latin America, each country probably has their own different details on how it's celebrated. My exposure has been to how it is celebrated in Bolivia. And in Bolivia, it's pretty much a huge party, celebration, drinking, getting together. I really like it, and I probably hope to make another video with some pictures. And Brazil has probably one of the most internationally recognized carnivals. If you just type Carnival in Google, you will see the grand parades that they have. You will see the dancers, the famous dancers with the feather, with their special garments. It's pretty cool. Now I want to contrast that with in the States. Now, most of us know about Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras in Louisiana, which is celebrated in New Orleans. And yes, there is a connection. Mardi Gras is connected to Carnival. There are connections, not just in the beads and in the masks. The colors and the decorations are very similar to how it is shown in Brazil. Now, in the States, as most of us Americans know, Mardi Gras, if you're not in New Orleans, if you're anywhere outside of New Orleans, it's pretty much just maybe it's just some decorations and maybe having a special menu at like TGI Fridays. Yes, it's amazing how downplayed Carnival is, at least from what I've experienced. All right, guys, well, that's going to be the end of this video. I wanted to touch upon this. This wasn't meant to be like a whole Carnival explanation. But if you're talking to someone that lives in the eastern side of the world, be it India, China, Iran, Philippines, tell them about Carnival. Let them know about your experience about Carnival, because I'm pretty sure that unless they've traveled to the western part, they might not have experienced it. And likewise, this also causes me to think, what are some of the celebrations that would be equivalent to Carnival, or maybe at least as highly regarded as Carnival is here in the eastern side? This is part of the polyglot journey, languages and culture, and these things bring us together. All right, guys, catch you on the next one. Peace.